Hello there everybody, how are we doing? My name is Boomy and you're watching my channel Boomy Reactions. Now today guys, I would like to share with you another Chuds BBQ video. So we get to see Bradley this time taking on a Scotch egg. Oh my gosh. So this is, I'm sure it's a British thing. We love Scotch egg over here. They are a big thing. I for one absolutely adore them. I know I'm biased, but my granddad, my grandpa makes the best Scotch egg ever. And they're so tasty, so yummy. So what's Bradley going to do with this Scotch egg? Something tells me it's not going to be a normal Scotch egg. Is he going to Americanify it? Is there going to be like a bit of fusion going on here? Now, there's many good things that have come from a combination of American and British things. I'm sure you'll agree with me. But a Scotch egg done in an American way might actually be one of the best things. So I can only imagine what this is going to taste like. And this video has come as a request from the lovely Matt W. again through Buy Me a Coffee. Hello, my friend. Matt says, hey, Boomy, sorry I'm hitting you with so many requests. Never apologize for that, Matt. Keep them coming. Guys, make more requests. Absolutely. Thank you so much. But I love your reactions so much. Thank you, Matt. That's so sweet. Now, these two I'm going to send you have a bit of specific instructions. Okay. First, do Chud's version of a Scotch egg. And then we have another one. So he does it two ways and is even visited by his friend and ex-boss, Evan Leroy. That sounds familiar, of Leroy and Lewis ranked #2 for Best Texas Barbecue in 2025. That's where I've heard that before. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's his ex-boss. Wow. No wonder he's such a good cook. So next, do the next one, a kind of British-American fusion of a deviled Scotch egg. Oh my gosh, now that sounds amazing. So recently I've just discovered that I love deviled eggs. Never tried them up until recently, and I think it was last weekend I made some, and oh my gosh, I see what the hype is about. They are just beyond yummy. I'm not going to disclose how many of those deviled eggs I actually ate. Let's just say it rhymes with heaven. Yeah. Piggy Boomy. They were so tasty though. Okay, so we're going to do that one second. So on this occasion, we are going to do the Chuds taking on the Scotch egg. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for watching this, guys. I know, I get very excited by food. And as ever, if you're enjoying these reactions, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, my lovelies. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. The link is over here. And if you're interested in supporting this channel any further, I have a Patreon. If you want to check that out, that would be amazing. And thank you. And the link is in the description below.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back
What is going on, Bradley?
Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, deep fried, gooey, amazing, grilled and deep fried Scotch eggs.
They
coming up.
Look absolutely beautiful. They look amazing, and they've still got that beautiful soft yolk that I love going on in the middle there. Oh my gosh, just a thing of beauty. I love this with his knife set.
Ooh, pat it dry. And what I got here is a big chunk of pork butt, nice and thick. It is boneless. This would make for a pretty ridiculous pork steak. But as you can see, it's got a lot of fat content to it, so it should make for a really good sausage. That's because today we're taking a stab at the good old Scotch egg. And I haven't made a Scotch egg in a very long time, and I'm a little bit nervous because there's a lot that can go wrong. But essentially, it's a soft-boiled egg wrapped in sausage and then deep fried or tossed on the grill. And you can use whatever kind of sausage you like. Traditionally, a lot of people will just grab some breakfast sausage or maybe an Italian sausage. I think the original UK version is a mixture of a breakfast sausage and some blood pudding. But today I'm going to make a pretty standard sausage that
maybe sometimes, I've got to admit, I think that's quite a fancy Scotch egg, if I'm honest. Our normal go-to Scotch egg is going to be just like a regular breakfast sausage meat, I suppose. That's how you describe it. It's just our usual sausage meat over here. Maybe lightly seasoned, maybe with a little bit salt and pepper and a little bit of sage going on there as well. So quite basic, nothing fancy. Every now and again, there might be some blood pudding, some black pudding. That does tend to sound like it's quite a fancy, quite a special sausage egg. So normally it would just be the sausage meat.
Is approaching breakfast sausage, but not quite, a little more savory. But to start out, we're gonna start the way we always do, which is cubing this up so it fits into our meat grinder. Big old fat cap on there. This is just gonna help the meat grinder not have to work so hard. And I'm making a pork sausage, but like I said, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You know, a beef sausage would be pretty cool. A chorizo Scotch egg, yes please. And once it's nice and cubed up, I'm gonna weigh all this out so I know exactly how to calculate my spice mixture for these. And if you want to learn how I calculate spice mixtures, you can check out my video all about the 5 techniques on how to make sausage. But
guys, I just had a brilliant idea. So if I learned how to make sausage, then I could recreate an American sausage, because I know I've said in a few videos over here, our sausage does tend to be, I think it's slightly leaner. So when you use it for like biscuits and gravy, sausage gravy, it's going to be slightly different. Because yeah, our sausages are slightly leaner. They haven't got quite the fat content that I think yours would traditionally have. So when I tried to recreate the sausage gravy, the biscuits and gravy, as delicious, and I mean absolutely delicious, as it was, maybe there's a slight difference going on there because I think my sausage meat would have been a little bit leaner, hopefully not too much drier, but I could recreate the sausage that you guys have if I could make my own sausage. Food for thought.
now I'm going to pop this into the freezer for a little bit to get nice and cold. Next up, let's go ahead and get all of our spices together for the sausage. Starting, we're going into this bowl with some kosher salt, some granulated garlic, some dry mustard, some onion powder, black pepper, ground thyme, some mace, paprika, and a little bit of cayenne. And just get that all nice and mixed up.
Interesting choice. So I think for the British kind of Scotch egg, so like I said, normally our sausage meat is ever so slightly sage flavored, but guys, we're talking about British cuisine going on here. So there's not going to be a massive amount of flavor traditionally. So it's interesting that Bradley went with thyme here. That would make a little bit of a difference in flavor there. But normally our sausage meat would just be slightly seasoned with a little bit of sage. Not too much though. You know our taste buds. Oh, I have to get me one of these. Ooh.
And now that our meat is nice and cold, through the grinder we go. And we're going through the coarse die today. Beautiful. And today I'm actually going to send it through twice, just to help kind of work the meat, and also that's a pretty coarse grind. And sending it through twice will give it a really good consistency.
It makes it look so easy.
Just like that, all of our meat is nicely ground up. And of course you could just send it through the small die once, but with a really fatty cut like this, I feel like it helps disperse all the fat and it mixes it for us somewhat, so it doesn't take nearly as long to get it nice and tacky. But next up, we're gonna go in with all of our spices.
Do you know, one thing I love about Bradley's videos, I love the detail that he goes into. Like, he explains pretty much everything that he does and why he does it. And I love that, you know, being a big nerd and having this unquenchable thirst for information and having to know everything. I absolutely love it.
Again, not any specific flavor profile here, just kind of savory right down the middle of the road. A little bit of kick, some nice garlic flavors, and that mace is in there just to kind of give it that classic kind of German flavor profile. And it's smelling really good already. Next up, we're going to go in with our water. That's just going to help this all come together, hydrate it a little bit, and make sure it's nice and tacky. We're going to mix this for a good couple minutes until everything comes together nicely. No need for a binder on this sausage because we're not casing it, so it's not going to be nice and plump. But this water is going to make it so it spreads out a little bit easier. It makes it easier to wrap our eggs. And just like that, looking nice and cohesive and nice and tacky. So now I'm gonna pop this into the fridge while we start talking about our eggs. So in this pot, I've got some water, and we're gonna bring that up to a boil. And once brought up to a boil, lower the heat a little bit to a gentle simmer. And then we're gonna carefully drop in our eggs, and we're gonna set a timer for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna do a bunch of these because I'm sure that I'm gonna break some in the peeling process. So let these simmer away for the next 5 minutes, and while they cook, I'm gonna get an ice bath ready. And after 5 minutes, these are coming out, and I'm really surprised none of them cracked, but there's another reason you want to lower them in very gently, and also why you don't want to cook at a rolling boil, because at a rolling boil these will bounce around and they could crack. back. But out these come
don't
and
they?
directly into an ice bath to cool down, and we're gonna let them sit in there for probably 10 minutes to make sure they are completely cold and chilled all the way through. Beautiful. And now that these have cooled down for a bit, I'm gonna take them inside and peel them under a running tap, and I'll let you know my fatality rate on these. All right, after peeling all these, I had a decent ratio. Out of the 12 that I boiled, I've got 8 that are still intact. And the other 4, I either split in half accidentally, because these are incredibly soft, or the peel stuck and I ripped them and I ate a few of them and I gave one to the dog. So definitely.
Oh my gosh. So, see, Bradley, you didn't have the lovely Lily. Missy's wonderful tip from my Patreon, where you can kind of shake it around in a jar of water and it gently gets that shell off. And I think I had one cracked egg, but that was from boiling it, and no casualties and perfect looking egg whites. So thank you very much, my darling, for that one. And yes, okay, so a few of you have told me as well, so you have the ice bath ready for the eggs once they've come out of the pan after being boiled, and that halts that cooking process, halts it, right, stop, which is great because you want that yolk to be nice and soft. So, okay.
You gotta be careful because these are
I've
very
never made Scotch
squishy,
eggs.
very soft. And the reason you want to do a 5-minute egg as opposed to a 6 or 7 minute egg like you're usually gonna see
Bit too
is
much.
because once you wrap these in sausage, we're gonna deep fry some, we're gonna throw some on the
them
chud
again.
box. And it's gonna take about 5-6 minutes for those to cook and get crispy, which means the inside will probably cook even more. So in order to get that gooey yolk that we're after, we want to cook these just enough to set the outside. Although I have my doubts about the one on the chud box coming out gooey, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, let's wrap these up in sausage, which seems like it's gonna be kind of a tedious process. But I'm gonna start out by grabbing a decent sized ball of some of this sausage, maybe about 2-3 ounces. And we're gonna just try this by hand at first, but if this doesn't work out, I may have to bust out some parchment paper or some cling film or something like that. But I'm just gonna try and make this as flat as possible in my little hand here. And then we're gonna grab one of our eggs carefully, pop it right there, and we're gonna start wrapping this thing
wobbly
up.
and delicate.
Be gentle now, buddy. And again, you know the drill here. We're just wrapping an egg in sausage, trying to make it as pretty as possible. And not too thick, because we don't have too much sausage that takes a long time to cook. So I'm kind of gonna make a football here and pinch off any extra off the ends. Just like that. Yeah, this is working out. Take off some of that extra and give it some nice shaping, being very gentle. I think that's the biggest problem a lot of people have with Scotch eggs across the board is they use too much sausage. So by the time it comes out of the fryer, it's not fully cooked. But we'll see if that's the right size. So I'm gonna repeat this process several more times. Looking pretty good though. For this next
but one thing I will say, there's nothing more disappointing than getting a Scotch egg from your local butcher's and finding that someone has been a bit stingy with the sausage meat. It's very disheartening. I know, there's nothing worse. Glutton problems.
next batch, I grabbed a little cup of water here so things don't stick nearly as bad, especially now that my gloves are dirty. Oh yeah, that's working great. And this method appears to be working just fine. Oh God, it's sticking. Such a delicate little egg. Beep. The wet hand really helps for sealing these seams together. You can kind of smear it a little bit easier. And judging by the amount of sausage I've used on these eggs so far, I definitely made way too much, but that's fine. I can case it up if I want. Beautiful. On number 4 here, and if you look in there, I definitely broke that egg. The yolk is still intact, but the whites came apart. So if I cut into this one first, we'll know. And just like that, all wrapped up. This is the broken one, so I can keep an eye on it. But I think these are looking pretty good. Decent size to them. But I'm gonna put these in the fridge for about 20 minutes just to let that sausage firm up a little bit. And while
one thing I have noticed, so I would say, so our Scotch eggs are very circular in shape actually. So I've never really noticed that you end up with more sausage on one side, you know, because the shape of an egg is like an oblong, isn't it? But our Scotch eggs are very globular shaped. They're very spherical. And I've never really noticed that you end up with more. So maybe they just have very, very oddly circular shaped boiled eggs. I don't know. Or sometimes if you use like quail eggs or smaller eggs, you have a little bit more room for the sausage meat, maybe little ones. But they look fantastic, Bradley.
oh wait, let's go ahead and bust out a quick dipping sauce. Starting by going into this jar with 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Also gonna throw in a clove of garlic, a nice big fat pinch of salt, and a little bit of Dijon. Boop. And bust out the old immersion blender and get that all mixed up. And now I'm gonna start streaming in some avocado oil, and you could pour it all in and then go in with the immersion blender, but I've had that method not work out before, so I'm gonna just kind of do it the old-fashioned way in a small stream. And just like that, we've got ourselves some mayonnaise. But we're not just making mayonnaise, we're making a Dijon mayonnaise with some other things. So I'm gonna go in with some more Dijon. Beep. Also going in with a splash of some Worcestershire sauce and some white wine vinegar. And get that nice and mixed up. And that is looking beautiful. Give that a little taste. Oh, that is lovely. Nice and bright. Got that Dijon flavor going strong. Beautiful.
Oh my
but feel free to
gosh.
adjust as you see fit.
gorgeous.
Ooh, yeah. This stuff is really tasty, folks. Now, traditionally, these are now fried in some hot oil with panko on the outside, which we're definitely going to do. But I also want to see how they come out on the Chud box. So, first things first, I'm going to bust out some good old-fashioned Chud rub, the tried and true. Then I'm going to take a couple of these and just get them nicely coated because that sounds good to me.
the
Get a
Chud
little
rub?
extra black pepper and seasoning on the outside. But, of course, you could throw these on as is. You could throw them on with nothing on it and then glaze them with the sauce. But I'm thinking just a nice little dry rub on the outside is going to do the trick. And we'll do one more. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and fire up the pit.
So he's going to cook them on the grill or frying them. Is that right? Interesting. Or is he going to smoke them?
So I got this pit fired up to about 300, 325, and I'm gonna pop these on. And again, I have no idea if this is actually gonna work. Ooh, a little sizzle. Because we gotta get that sausage cooked without overcooking the eggs. And I don't know if that's even possible, but we're gonna see how it goes. So that's why I'm rocking pretty hot. Looks like it's at 350 on this side. And we're gonna check back in a little bit, probably flip them over. All right, it's been about 30 minutes, maybe 20, and we had our first blowout, which is a very terrible smell. But other than that, these are looking pretty good. So I think I'm gonna pull these off and just...
Do you know what? It'll still be a tasty casualty, so it's okay. Have to eat that one, Bradley. I know. Tough times.
hope that the sausage is fully cooked because I don't want to probe it because there's a yolk in there.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yolk's on you.
Do you have faith?
Always have faith. No fear,
Yolk's
all
on
faith.
you.
All right, now it's time to dredge these up. For a traditional Scotch egg, we got some all-purpose flour, egg wash, and some panko breadcrumbs, and I think you know the drill. First, we go into the flour, and I gotta be real careful because that one that I popped when we were rolling is just oozing yolk. I'm not sure if you can see that in there, but we're not gonna be using that one. From flour, we go into
tasty
the egg
mistake.
wash, and from the egg wash into the panko. And there we go. And now we repeat. Evan, you wanna do one? Evan, welcome back to the backyard. It's been a while.
Yeah, see, gracias. Very happy to be here. We're going to complete.
I gotta take that back.
Cooked because I don't want to probe it because there's a yolk in there. So we'll see.
Yolk's on you.
Do you have faith?
Always have faith. No fear, all faith.
All right, now it's time to dredge these up. For a traditional Scotch egg, we got some all-purpose flour, egg wash, and some panko breadcrumbs, and I think you know the drill. First, we go into the flour, and I gotta be real careful because that one that I popped when we were rolling is just oozing yolk. I'm not sure if you can see that in there, but we're not gonna be using that one. From flour, we go
use
into
it
the
for a
egg
tasty
wash,
mistake.
and from the egg wash into the panko. And there we go. And now we repeat. Evan, you wanna do one? Evan, welcome back to the backyard. It's been a while.
Yeah, see, gracias. Very happy to be here. We're going to completely coat them in flour. Don't forget the sides, rookie move. Everybody knows about that. We're going to keep one wet hand, one dry hand. Boom.
Yes,
This is the wet,
wet hand, dry hand.
Just let it drip, let it drip.
Very
Dry hand.
How many eggs would you guess I've used so far today?
I'm going to go ahead and say a dozen. Hot dozen. A dozen eggs.
22.
Doesn't-
22. Okay, I was off by about half.
I broke 4 in the peeling process.
Okay.
And then I used like 5 right there. And then I made a Dijonaise, which used 2.
Oh,
Dijonaise.
Dijonaise. I didn't think about the Dijonaise.
Dijonaise.
Criminally underrated barbecue sauce there. Dijonaise.
It's very good. I was also pleasantly shocked about how good it came out. Those look good. And now into the oil we go. Should I drop it in or lower it in?
Lower
I'm gonna
in.
lower it in.
Yeah.
But we got this temp right around 350 degrees. And we're just gonna cook these for about 5 minutes. Just to cook that sausage through, get these nice and golden brown, and hopefully not overcook the yolks. And after about 5-6 minutes out, these come looking a little darker than I was expecting,
Yeah,
but
they
they
are
still look
quite
really
dark.
nice. So I'm gonna let these rest down for a little bit, and then we're gonna dive on in. All right, y'all, this is rested down for a little bit, so let's go ahead and slice on in and see how we did.
What's it looking like?
Is it runny? Is the sausage cooked?
It's gonna be running. Oh my
Yeah, I'd say
gosh!
that's a good looking Scotch egg right there. You okay over there, buddy? Nice runny yolk. I know
So
everyone's not a fan of
delicious.
runny yolks. We'll get to that later. But sausage looks
What did Brandy just say? Did he just say not everyone is a fan of the runny egg yolks? Really? Actually, I'm saying really. It's probably exactly the same in the UK. I think maybe slightly more older generations feel very funny about soft yolks in a Scotch egg. I think, and most of the time, like if we buy them from the butchers or supermarkets, they're going to be hard boiled. So you kind of expect them to be hard boiled, but no, I love them when they're still soft. Ooh, it's lovely oozing out there. Oh my gosh, 11 out of 10 there, Bradley. They look absolutely beautiful.
perfectly cooked. Nice runny yolks in there. You got the little molten bit that didn't run out that's staying in there, and I think it's time to dive on in. But first,
gosh,
we're gonna
yes.
check on a smoked one. Now, I have a little less faith in this one because I've never seen anyone throw a Scotch egg on a grill before, but looks great. So let's see the inside.
Is it?
Ooh.
Is it technically a Scotch egg? Because there's no breadcrumbs on it. I mean, what makes a Scotch egg a Scotch egg? I would still gladly try and eat one of these. But I don't know, I would miss those panko breadcrumbs. I would. I like the whole texture combination, and you know, I kind of feel like it would be missing it, but I would absolutely. I'd eat it up. I'm saying that I would miss the breadcrumb. Nothing would stop me from eating this.
Ooh. Sausage is cooked through, a little less runny, a little more jammy, but still running. Love it! And there it is, folks. A nice grilled and deep fried version of the lovely Scotch egg with some homemade Dijonnaise. And
Try it
I'm
with
getting
the
hungry.
Dijonnaise,
Evan, would you
Bradley.
like to come try a Scotch egg?
Yes, I would.
Would you like to start
that
with
even
the
a question?
classic fried or the Chud box grilled?
You
Both.
know, I really think I have to try the classic fried.
I'm right there
One
with
of
you.
each.
Like, it just looks so good.
That is a good.
Try the classic fried.
I'm right there with you.
Oh.
Like, it just looks so good.
That is a good looking Scotch egg, nice and crispy. I mean, you
Beautiful.
saw it. I was pretty nerve-wracked about
Beautiful
cooking these
Scotch
because
egg.
trying to cook that sausage through without overcooking the outside and making sure the inside is nice and gooey is a daunting task. But
is.
That's the thing with a Scotch egg. You have to keep it nice and
Yep.
gooey and jammy inside. And you have to cook the sausage. And you did it.
also, it's a perfect
Nailed
little
it.
dipper.
It's such a good little dipper.
All right, let's see how they go.
Oh, what they like.
I'm gonna dip.
Oh, that is good.
Oh.
Little drip there. Little dip drip.
Almost got it right on your shoes.
Holy wow.
That is phenomenal. Sausage, breadcrumbs,
Oh my
and that
God.
gooey yolk in there.
Oh my god.
I gotta try with some of that sauce.
This is just another level.
So crunchy. The sausage is nice
Hear
and
that
juicy
crunch.
and fatty.
The
That's
sausage, the crispiness. The egg just comes in and like levels everything out with richness. It is so good.
the
Very
Dijonnaise
good
and the
snack.
egg whites kind of gives me a deviled egg vibe.
A little bit, a little bit.
But then you got the sausage and the crunch. That is very good. I haven't made a Scotch egg in a long time, and
Yeah, it's been a while.
this is definitely something I'm gonna be making more often.
Holy
They
hell.
are so
Okay, well yeah, I'm
tasty.
just gonna go for the smoked one now.
But also, like the bind, like there's no gap really between the egg and
there
the sausage.
isn't. Well
That's the kind of
done.
yolk I think most people are after, where it's not dripping, but it's not
50-50,
hard cooked.
yeah.
Complete adherence.
All right.
This is a very well cooked
I
Scotch
can
egg.
smell it. You get that Chud box direct flavor. I've
I
never.
think I'm gonna take a bite of this one and then I'm gonna dip the other side of the Dijonnaise.
Oh, we can double dip. It's all good. I've never seen anyone grill a Scotch egg before. I mean, I didn't look it up, so don't quote me on that. But if it wasn't so labor intensive, this would be a pretty good appetizer for barbecue restaurant, football party, something
Okay,
like
before you dip
Yeah,
that,
that's
before
a
you
good
taste
idea.
that, the fried one was really good. This one is awesome. This one is
Really?
really goddamn good. I definitely prefer the smoked one.
that. Wow.
Whoa, right?
Now I feel like I'm missing
Wow, that's
out.
crazy. It's got that smoked sausage vibe to it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But well, like within it, it has the egg. The same thing when we were trying to put a bunch of different stuff inside of a sausage. It has the same thing.
it seems more flavorful too.
It's so good.
Probably because I put chud rub on it, but It really did pick up a lot of that charcoal flavor too. Boop, boop, boop. Ow.
Now, the real question is, do you think you can take one of these down in one bite?
Nope.
Everybody knows the rules.
Don't
All right.
try it.
Penelope probably could.
I think the non-grilled version, I probably could.
Yeah, these ones are a little...
I'm not going to do that on camera. That's grotesque. But
Too much sharp
Grilled one's a
texture
lot
with the
better than I thought it'd
panko.
be.
that's just really, really, really dang good. You know what? I'm going to have to cut another one of these.
Hold on, let me get that on camera.
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
Baby.
I don't want to say it, but we're all thinking it. I think this is actually classed as food pornography. That's how good that is, right?
Ooh. Yep, that's a good looking Scotch egg.
That's some goo. Just a little dip.
I am reminded today of how much I love Dijonnaise, man.
Dijonnaise, I haven't even tried it. I need to.
Wow! You know, a lot of chefs say that how you cook eggs is like how good you are of a chef, right? It's like almost the benchmark. It's almost a yardstick of like how well
Like a
you
macaron
can do,
for a pastry
right?
chef.
Of how many things you can do as a chef, because you can take an egg, the most simple thing, and then you can transform it into a bunch of different things. And here you have cooked, how many? Was it 22? 22 different eggs, right? They were like differently like deep fried or made into the Dijonnaise or like into the batter.
Definitely
And,
an
like,
egg heavy video for sure.
so many different eggs went into this thing right here, and it's worth it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so worth it.
Absolutely worth it. I should have put eggs into the sausage.
Oh my god.
I could eat a lot of these, and I think I'm going to.
Yeah, if you have a dozen more, I'll take it. Okay.
This is what it would look like if you overcooked your yolks slightly, but still pretty jammy.
Still a
You
good
know what would be
yolk.
really cool is if you overcooked them and then took the yolks out and then made a little develed egg out of them. Deviled Scotch egg out of them.
That one's a little...
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's
that
a
is
good idea.
perfect. That's the best one.
Beep, beep, beep. On the grill. Yolk stays nice and runny.
Love
That's like
Bradley's
the
sound
cleanest
effects.
cut. That's like, oh my god. That's perfect.
We should devil one of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, I think we're going to knock out the rest of these pretty quick, but I'll catch up with y'all in a minute. And with this very last bite of Scotch egg, I think it's time for the official taste test. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some Scotch eggs, both in the deep fryer and on the barbecue pit, and I highly recommend giving this one a try, even more so than I usually do, because this one was truly fantastic. And full transparency, I was only planning on making the traditional Scotch eggs, but because I'm a barbecue channel, I figured I had to grill off a few, but I'm pretty sure I like those even more, and you should definitely give them a try, and I'll certainly be making them again very soon. But all that being
crazy.
said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.
Oh, wow. Well, I think I might actually almost be converted. So, as I mentioned earlier, I think I would be missing the panko breadcrumb. If it wasn't added to a Scotch egg. But now I'm thinking maybe there's more flavour that's gone into it when it's just been grilled. Was he smoking it? It was in the smoker, wasn't it? That's not the smoker. I don't understand. But they said it was absolutely delicious, and both of them actually said there was more flavour and they preferred just the smoked one. Ooh. Well, now I feel like I really, really want to try it. That might be a good first to cook on my new smoker, courtesy of Rebecca from my Patreon. Thank you so much, my lovely. So that could be a good first, right, guys? Oh, I do quite fancy a Scotch egg though now. They are delicious. But as Bradley established, I mean, it relies on a lot of seasoning really in the sausage meat, because there's no other way to kind of inject any flavour. Otherwise, you could try maybe seasoning the breadcrumb, but you're only going to get so much in there. So there's going to be a lot more flavour in that grilled or smoked Scotch egg. Oh, much food for thought, literally. Oh, I'm going to have to cook some of these up. I absolutely adore Scotch eggs. So thank you very much, Matt, for requesting this. So I'm assuming now, actually, I have said so about 50 times in the last few minutes. Apologize. I think the next video is where he's going to devil those Scotch eggs. What madness. Oh my gosh. I am going to have to check out that video. Oh my gosh. So I will catch you next time. I'll catch you with that next video, guys. I'm very excited by the idea of a deviled Scotch egg. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video along with me, guys. Take care of yourselves for now. Much love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.